Miles Sanders is the worst draft pick for the Eagles in the 2019 draft. What?
You serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. According to Bleeding Green Nation, a site that I normally respect the hell out of, a site that I get a lot of my information from, according to some writer on Bleeding Green Nation, he said that Miles Sanders, the Eagles' second-round draft pick in 2019, was their worst pick. Does this guy know what he's talking about?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, 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 no.
Okay, with all kidding aside, man, I'm gonna go ahead and read to you guys what this jabroni at Bleeding Green Nation had to say about Miles Sanders. So let me go ahead and read what this clown had to say. Here's what he had to say. I wasn't surprised to see a team overdraft Sanders in an uninspiring running back class. Sanders' athleticism and potential is enticing. Only a one-year starter with minimal tread on the tires. Sanders very well could have a long, productive career in the NFL as a true three-down option, given his ability and space as a receiver. But as it currently stands, Sanders' lack of measured decision-making and block recognition put him in too many risky spots, and he'll need simple concepts early to stay married to his reads and paths. Sanders had the athletic ability to create out of the structure easily at the college level, but won't be such a phenom at the NFL level, and could suffer some early growing pains if running back coach Deuce Staley doesn't iron them out. Now look, I do agree with this right on a few things. I'm not gonna lie, there are a few things I agree with him. The 2019 running back class truly was not very inspiring. Yeah, of course you had Darrell Henderson, of course you had him, you had Josh Jacobs, and other than that, it really was very uninspiring. But for him to say that this was the Eagles' worst pick, what kind of drugs this man doing? Like, he's doing some type of drugs. He needs to put down the weed. Like, he needs to put it down, because Miles Sanders, in my opinion, was the best was the best draft pick by the Eagles. Absolutely the best. Then come Andre Dillard. Miles Sanders was the player who I wanted more than anybody in this draft, and in my opinion, he was the best move that we made. And he was drafted right around when he was projected to be drafted. He was projected to be a second-round pick, and he was drafted in the second round by the Eagles. So I don't get how this guy sit here and say that he was overdrafted. Miles Sanders is going to be a very good running back in the NFL. Is he going to be the next Barry Sanders? Who knows? But this kid is so swift. He reminds me so much of Shady McCoy. Reminds me so much of LaShawn McCoy. And I think this kid, with great coaching, and he's going to have great coaching in Philadelphia with Deuce Staley. With great coaching, this kid is going to be a very good running back. And he's going to have a long career. And then this clown goes on to say about how minimal tread on the tires. Well, hello, dumbass. You don't want a running back that's going to come in all worn out with a lot of mileage on him. You want somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of mileage on him. You want him fresh, and you want him fresh and young to go. Why would you want somebody with a lot of mileage on them? Are there things that Miles Sanders got to work on? Absolutely there is. But to call him the worst draft pick the Eagles made in 2019, dude, you're bugging. You're on some type of damn drugs. And I usually love, Bleeding Green Nation because a lot of, they post a lot of good stuff on their site, and I get a lot of my articles and stuff that I take, I take inspiration from. I take a lot of my stuff from Bleeding Green Nation. But when I heard this clown write such garbage, I just had to laugh my ass off, man. Like, I don't know what the hell this guy is saying, trying to say this, that he was the worst pick. It just makes no freaking sense at all. Like I said, Miles Sanders got things he got to work on. Miles Sanders knows that. But that's called being a rookie. That's called being young. With time and development, he's only going to get better. He's very, very young. He's only going to get better with time and development. Like I said, he was by far the player I wanted the most out of this draft out of anybody. Josh Jacobs, I didn't really want Josh Jacobs all that much. I made a video about him that, he worked out for the Eagles. Darrell Henderson would have been okay with me, but Miles Sanders was the #1 guy who I wanted the Eagles to draft. That was the #1 guy. And when it happened, man, you guys saw my reaction video. I was like a fat kid in the in the bakery, man. I truly was, man. I was absolutely excited, man. Like, I was in heaven, because normally what I want to happen, the players that I want the Eagles to draft, they normally don't draft them. But this time around, they actually drafted a guy who I actually wanted, and a guy who I know is going to be one hell of a playmaker for the Eagles for many years to come. I see this guy as being the #1 back in Philadelphia down the road. This year it's probably going to be Jordan Howard. Sorry about that. It's probably going to be Jordan Howard this year. But I see a couple years down the road, I think Miles Sanders is going to be the guy. So this whole load of crap, man, that's absolutely what it is, a load of crap. Some things I agree with him with, but overwhelmingly the majority of things are crap in my opinion. He's gonna have some great coaches in Philadelphia who are only gonna make him a much better player. Deuce Staley knows his talent at running back when he sees it. Deuce Staley loved this kid from day one. And if you saw the reaction from Deuce Staley when the Eagles drafted Miles Sanders, he looked like a damn fat kid in the bakery. That man was super excited, super happy, man, because he knows now, man, we're set at running back. And he's gonna have a whole lot of fun developing this kid into an absolute stud that he's gonna be. Do I see him as going down as the best running back of all time? Like I said, man, only time will tell exactly how well his career turns out. But right now, man, this kid was definitely, in my opinion, the best running back in the draft, and we got him. Now next year, our running back room is going to be Jordan Howard, Corey Clement, Miles Sanders, Wendell Smallwood. I guess you put Josh Adams in there, maybe Darren Sproles. Boston Scott if you want to put him in there as well. The point is, man, we have the best running back core in the league right now, and it's not even fucking close. It's not even close. Excuse my language there. I try not to cuss a lot, but it's not even close right now, man. We have the best running back core in the league. And you know what? With all these running backs, man, it's only going to make Carson Wentz's job a whole lot better. And I don't just mean by taking pressure off of him, with the running game. Although that's going to help a lot because you got a quarterback coming off of ACL on the back injury. But also, you got guys who can make plays for Carson Wentz out of the backfield, which is going to help him a lot when there's nothing open down the field. That's going to really help your quarterback out a lot. I could definitely see some of the players we got on this team, man, absolutely being great players out of the backfield. We already know what Corey Clement could do, and I think Miles Sanders could definitely be that guy who could definitely, make catches out of the backfield and make explosive plays, kind of like what we saw Darren Sproles do for many years. And speaking of Darren Sproles, he is supposed to make his decision on whether or not he's going to come back sometime this month. So I'm waiting to hear from Darren Sproles. My guess is Darren Sproles is probably going to go ahead and retire because he sees our running back group is pretty crowded, man. So my guess is Darren Sproles will retire. But we need a youth movement anyway. We need to get younger anyway. So if Darren Sproles retires, I wish Darren Sproles nothing but the very, very best. Miles Sanders, like I said, man, Miles Sanders has a whole lot of things he got to work on. But with time and experience, Miles Sanders is only going to get better. And like I said, this was the best decision that the Eagles made in this draft. other than Andre Dillard. I think Andre Dillard was the best decision because obviously you need a stud left tackle for when Jason Peters retires. But this was, definitely right there when it comes to the best, picks that we made in this draft. I absolutely do believe this was one of the best picks we made, and I think over time, it's gonna show us that it was one of the best moves that we made was getting Miles Sanders. This was a kid who I wanted more than anybody, and I thank God that we got him, man. He was by far my favorite player in this draft. Now, I don't want to sit here and say who I thought was the worst pick, because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in saying, oh, this was the worst worst player that we picked up. But I'm gonna say this again: Miles Sanders sure as hell was not the worst player that we drafted. And if you believe that, you are smoking crack. That's the only way to explain it. If you truly believe that Miles Sanders was the worst player that we drafted in this year's draft, you are smoking crack. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. It was a very uninspiring draft, but there were definitely some great pieces in this draft, and we got the very best one, in my opinion, the best running back in this draft. I think Josh Jacobs is going to do okay in Oakland, but I think Miles Sanders at the end of the day is going to have a better NFL career. Yeah, I honestly do believe that Miles Sanders is going to have a better career than Josh Jacobs. I do believe that. Darrell Henderson, I think Darrell Henderson is going to have a pretty good career. But I still think Miles Sanders is the better player overall. And I think Miles Sanders is going to have a better career than Darrell Henderson. And all these other running backs that were taking this draft. That's how confident I am in Miles Sanders. That's how much I believe in Miles Sanders. That's how much I believe in him. And I believe that he's going to reward us for drafting him, man. He's going to be that piece in the draft that people are going to be looking at and saying, yeah, the Eagles definitely got a steal there. I honestly do believe that's what Miles Sanders is going to be for us. And I think he's going to be in midnight green for many years to come. Making plays for us for many years to come. Like I said, only time's going to tell exactly what he becomes in the NFL. But I do believe this kid has the potential, and I think he will prove the doubters and haters wrong, that it was a great pick, and he's going to go down as one of the best ever. Just listen to his ambition, man. The kid is so ambitious. He believes in himself, man. He said that he wants to be better than LaShawn McCoy. I love that, man. I love somebody that pushes their goals very high, and they're not afraid to go achieve them. I love a guy like that, man. I love a guy that believes in himself as a player. I honestly love that, man. I love that a lot. I really do love that a lot. That lets me know this kid, man, he's gonna be focused. He's focused, man, and he's hungry. And that only means greatness for us, man. When you got a kid that hungry, that focused, man, that only means great things for the Eagles, man. He's going to go out there and absolutely tear it up. And I truly do believe that. I believe that 100%. He's going to tear it up in 2019 and beyond. And could he? No, I think he can become the Eagles' all-time leader rusher. I honestly do think he can. And with the confidence that he has in himself, how much he believes in himself, I think he will do it. I honestly do think he will do it, because I think he's going to be in Eagles colors long enough to do it. But anyway, man, you guys tell me in the comment section what you think about this clown's what he had to say about Miles Sanders being the worst Eagles draft pick. Do you agree with him? If you do, tell me why. If not, if you don't agree with him, then you're smart in my opinion. I'm just saying. But if you do agree with him, tell me why you agree with him. I'm very curious to know why. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment button, and I'm gonna end this video with asking again: is this guy that wrote this article, does he know what the hell he's talking about?
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, 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 no. To the no, no, to the no, 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 hell.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3.
That's all, folks.